Good morning, captains. This is Kent again, and welcome to the Flight Show. So today I'm doing a little bit of a working review of a Virtuacol aircraft. They've just recently released the Airbus 220. It may not look traditionally like one of the Airbuses that you're used to, and that's because it actually was the Bombardier variant that they have rebranded the Airbus series. So this is a regional jet, and true to form with Virtuacol, this is not a study level aircraft, but it actually has quite a few systems for one of their basic flight model type of aircraft. So I thought I would do a little bit of a working review to give you an idea if you'd want to buy this plane and put it in your virtual hangar. So why don't we go ahead and get started? We're going to be doing a flight from Brussels to Nice in France, and you'll have a chance to check out a few of the systems. So let's just get working, shall we? So this is the cockpit, as you can see. It's cool for a basic model. It's not by any means Carenato level or PMDG, but it's nice for what it is, in my humble opinion. And then you'll see how some of these systems work. So the first thing I want to do is show you how do you load a flight plan. Well, it's actually pretty simple. You can get your flight plans from whatever way that you choose to get them, and I actually prepared one. And how you load it is that you just go to your flight planner in Flight Simulator, or Prepared rather, and load it, just like that. And that is not the flight. That doesn't look like the one that I wanted to do. It's not. Hold on. Load. Let's go down. Oh, let's make sure that we're in the right folder. So I put all of mine in my original Flight Simulator Steam Edition folder. Then it's going to load up. Little pause here. And then we just come down to our flight, which is EBBR for Brussels. That's DD, so we just go up to BB. Should be right. And then it loads the flight. That's it. Excellent. And now we just hit OK. It's going to ask you if you want to move. No, because I'm already where I want to be. And so now your flight plan is here. Now you can see here that it has checklists. So you have your pre-flight, and you can follow it whether you want to or not. I'm just going to try to be quick so that this video isn't too long. But the ground power unit, you just say connected, so everything that you have to go down, just hit it like that. And then when you're done, you can go on to your next thing, right? Cool. Alright, so now that we have our flight plan loaded, let's just go ahead and get GS... Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. What? This parking spot is too small for your aircraft. Huh? I did not... This is a small aircraft. I cannot believe... Well, now that I look at that, yeah, maybe it is too small. Okay. So, I want to show you that it is involved with GSX, so hold on a sec. Okay, so here we are at a gate that's more conducive to what we want to do, so let's just go ahead and request boarding so that could be going on while we're working. And yes, we want to auto dock. Confirm selection. So that's going on. Now let's get into the cockpit. I'm going to actually be working with ATC. So I'm going to bring up ATC here. And I'm going to put the window, by the way, down here in the corner. And then we're going to request clearance. Before I get to requesting clearance, I have to open the doors. And so since there's no tab that controls all doors, I'm just going to have to do Shift E for the passenger door, and then Shift E number 2.
Again, that's JT 65906.
let's see. Then we're going to do Shift E2 for the cargo doors. Now we can go ahead and let GSX do its thing, and we can go ahead and get clearance.
Clearance delivery, JT6596 with the information request clearance. JT6596, Roger, departing, runway 09er, cleared LMFN in airport via GTQ1 Echo departure, maintain flight level 90, expect flight level 300 within 10 minutes. Departure frequency is 121.55, squawk 7474, QNH 1024.
Okay, 7474. And we're departing on runway 9. So I can go ahead and confirm that. I need to do one thing. Hold on. Okay, we can now go ahead and request clearance.
Clearance delivery, JT8582 with the information request clearance.
Sierra Juliet Tango 8582. Expect clearance within 2 minutes.
Okay, so they say we have clearance within 2 minutes, so we'll just confirm.
Roger, JT8582.
Oh, Shift E. So they are just we'll be getting clearance in just a
Juliet
second.
Tango 8582. Are you ready to copy?
Go ahead and tell him to. Yes.
We are ready, go ahead.
Sierra Juliet Tango 8582. Roger, runway 25 right. Clear to Lima Foxtrot Mike November. Yada Charlie India Victor 2 Delta departure, and then as filed. Climb and maintain flight level 80. Expect flight level 300 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 126.62. Squawk 1033. QNH 1027.
So that's 1033 for our squawk. We'll go ahead and confirm.
Clear to LMFN via V2 Delta, climb and maintain flight level 80, flight level 300 within 10 minutes after departure on 126.62, squawk 1033, QNH 1027, JT8582.
Sierra Juliet Tango 8582. Read back correct. Contact ground on 118.05.
Okay, so the passengers are boarding, and then we just come back for our departure. Just for the record, I'm using ATC Pro for our ATC, so I'll bring you back when we're ready to request taxi. Okay, so baggage is complete, so we can go ahead and close the doors. So Shift 2, and then close the outer door, which is a Shift E. Alright, and we can go ahead and request pushback and start.
Ground SJT8582. Request startup and pushback.
SJT8582. Startup and pushback approved.
Okay, I'm removing the jetways, so we don't have to worry about that, and we can confirm that we
Roger, SJT8582.
Okay, so we're ready to go to runway 25. So let's bring up GSX and just say pushback and prepare for pushback and departure. And we want to go nose left, tail right.
We have ice conditions at the moment. All clear for engine start when the push is complete and the apron is clear.
Alright, so we will wait to start our engines once they have us pushed back, but this gives us an opportunity to check out
Good
our
day, Captain.
visuals.
We're waiting for some apron traffic while the tuck positions, and we'll be pushing in a couple of minutes. Ensure the parking brake is set, please.
Okay, the parking brake is already set, and they're just waiting for some conditions on the tarmac to clear up, which actually I don't see any of, but hey, I'm not calling them a liar. But anyway,
Here now.
now that they're getting that getting that together. We don't have to really do anything here. Now, mind you, I'm not going through the checklist and everything. This is not really the purpose of a full, a full-fledged flight review. We're just trying to give you an idea of what this aircraft is like and how much fun you can have with it.
Ready for push.
All right.
Release parking brakes.
Releasing parking brakes.
Clear behind, commencing push. We have ice conditions at the moment. All clear for engine start when the push is
SJT 8582, squawk 1033.
Oh yeah, so while we're talking here, I need to change our squawk information. I haven't quite figured out... Oh, that's right. Here's how we do the squawk. So if we come up here, here is our squawk, so we can handle that. And only problem is, I don't see how you turn... Oh, okay, here we go. So,
SJT 8582, did you read?
Yeah. Let me tell them that. Confirm.
Squawk 1033, SJT 8582.
1033. So we can come here and change that to a 3. If you go up, you can bring it down, I think. I went too far. 1033. That should be as... I guess you just have to go all the way around. Eject it. I did it again. Okay, so... Don't overshoot. See how it overshoots like that? Okay. And this should be a 3. Okay, so now we have our squawk at 1033. Everything should be fine there. Now, do you notice this little bit of stuttering? I don't really have this problem when I'm with other aircraft. Now, it also could possibly be the airport. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out. So I've noticed I've done this flight a couple of times. Alright. And I've seen this little stutter. Gotta figure out what that is. If it's the plane, get a patch. If it's the airport, get a patch. If it's me, get to work and fix it. I just don't know. Alright, so now they're going to fix that. And what I will probably do is let you get some visuals of us in the taxi, so I can give you a little review of its handling on the ground, and then after that we'll just bring you and get us out of here. In the meantime, I'm going to tell this that we're going to run 25 right. This is my electronic flight bag, just so it's giving me my path.
Clear. Viper spin has been removed.
Ooh, man, that thing rolled over your foot. It must have been painful. Ooh, hope you're okay. Alright. So he's backing out. We can go up here. This should be on already. So these are our packs. And our taxi signs. And obviously all these should have been turned on, so I apologize about that. We can now, once we get clearance, be told that we can start the engines. I'm just going to do the old, this lets you know that this is not study level. I can do Control E to get all the engines started.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Alright.
Aircraft's now clear. Start the engines at your own discretion.
Thank you very much.
SJT
We are now starting engines.
Squawk 1033.
Alright, we're almost there. So if you wanted to go through checklists, you could say that this would we'd probably be
SJT 8582, did you read?
Going down. Oh, he's talking to me, so I'm sorry. Confirm.
Squawk 1033, SJT 8582.
I thought I put the squawk in. 1033. Yeah, it's right there. What are we talking about, dude? Let's see what it says. Yeah, this is our... We got 1033. I don't know what he's talking about. We'll check it out if there's something else. Okay, so our engines are now started. Our flaps are at flaps. Really should be flaps 1. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to show you quickly that it does automatically do your V speeds, though I don't necessarily know how. Have some fun with that. This is just a working review. Okay, so now that we have hold on, we're ready for taxi. I think I will hold on a second. Okay, we're at flaps 1 and we're ready for taxi. Let's just go ahead and get that clearance and say request taxi to runway.
SJT 8582, request taxi.
SJT 8582, taxi via India November 4 Mike November 6 Whiskey 41 to runway 25 right.
Alright, confirm.
Via India November 4 Mike November 6 Whiskey 41 to runway 25 right, SJT 8582.
Alright, you can check out the sounds. Now, what I've noticed in this taxiing, it's kind of hard to just kind of get your throttles in so that you're cruising at a nice constant pace, because this thing wants to kind of take off. And if you're looking for your ground speed, usually it might be like an other aircraft in their display in this corner right about here. But what you're gonna have to do is just look at this number right there to keep track of your your ground speeds. But that engine, that's a weird sound. Now, I've never flown this particular aircraft, so I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll just take them with their word from right now. I don't know if you can tell from the lighting, but it's an early morning flight. I have to say, this Brussels airport is nicely rendered. Highly recommended. I'll put who makes it in the comment section. Alright, I'll bring you back at the runway. Just so that you know, because this would be dealt with before you get to the airport, I mean to the runway, we do need to select what our nav source is going to be, because right now we would be following VOR beacons. So this switch right here would tell us that we're going to follow basically our pre-programmed navigation route. And so now when you hit nav, that's the path that you're going to follow. Okay, so we have our speed up to 15, which is still good. That's not too fast. Let you see this little handling here. As I said, I don't know what that little stuttering is. Is it this craft? Is it this airport? I honestly don't know. I really need to fly this with a different plane in this airport to see if that's what the problem is. But all parties looking, for those that make the Brussels airport Virtuacol, just, want to peep that out to see, if it's anything going on. Hey, for all practical purposes, it might be me. I don't know.
Request taxi.
City 1722, taxi via Sierra Tango Romeo India Papa 0 Yankee Whiskey 41 to runway 25 right.
Via Sierra
Okay,
Tango
we're going to be stopping
Papa 0
right
Yankee
about
Whiskey
here.
41 to runway 25 right. City 1722.
SJT 8582, contact tower on 118.6.
Well, we got a plane landing right now. Go ahead, Lufthansa. There you go. Alright. They must have given us an instruction.
118.6, SJT 8582.
Yeah, I was so busy talking to you, I didn't realize they told me to contact tower, but that's okay. Request takeoff.
Tower SJT 8582, holding short of runway 5 right, ready for departure.
SJT 8582, hold your position.
Alright, they told us to hold our position. Oh, by the way, let's put this on RTO. And go ahead, hold position, confirm instruction.
Holding our position, SJT 8582.
Alright, so what we're going to do is runway entry procedure. We're going to go ahead and put on our landing lights, turn off our taxi lights, all that other stuff I'm leaving on. Okay, we're ready. Okay, that other aircraft that had just landed, which was in fact a Boeing 737-300, It's
SJT8582, line up runway 25 right.
Alright, we are lining up. Confirm.
Lining up runway 25 right, SJT8582.
I mean, as far as cockpits go, this is actually not that bad. I mean, not PMDG level. I know I've said that many times before, but it's still not. It's respectable.
SJT8582, wind 230 at 1, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Good day.
All right, good day. 2, confirm.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 25 right, SJT8582.
All right, so. And all of those screens that you have here, I don't know this aircraft just yet, so a lot of this I don't know how to deal with. So just ignore it for now, especially considering I don't think it's really going to change the flight experience.
80 knots.
And as you see, it's calling out your speeds.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Okay, we're airborne. We can raise an gear. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Okay, so we're going to come back on the throttles because that thing will overshoot really quick.
SJT8582, contact departure on 126.62.
Okay, so we're going to contact, confirm.
126.60, SJT8582.
It's a little hard when you got, you know,
Departure SJT8582. With you, passing 1,700 for flight level 80.
Sierra Juliet Tango 8582. Radar contact. Continue via Charlie India Victor 2 Delta departure route. Climb to flight level 80.
Okay, so we're going to confirm. We're going to fly departure route.
Cleared by V2 Delta departure. Climbing to flight level 80, SJT8582.
So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the auto throttle. Right? And we're also... Okay, so our speed is okay there. We want to turn on yaw damper. I got an issue with this yaw damper, but I will get to that later. Right now I think we're on course for the intercept, so I'm going to just steady here. And just be prepared for them to ask for, you know... Oh, by the way, here's our flight director. Forgot to turn that on. Okay. So right now we should be doing well flying out. Now remember they told us to go to 8,000. Now why our velocity is dropping? It shouldn't, because now we have on our auto throttle, so it should be handling it, but I might be actually just with a vertical speed that's a bit, you know, high. Now I haven't turned on this, so let's hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and hit Autopilot to show you. So here's Autopilot, and we're going to tell it to follow our nav, because remember we already said to follow our flight.
8582, climb to flight level 190.
Okay, so now they want us to climb to 190, so we'll confirm.
Climbing to flight level 190.
So we need to tell it to go to 190. There we go. And then we'll hit vertical speed. So now it's going to, it automatically put it in 1,800 feet per minute. And I think, yeah, we have our autopilot on. I can't tell. Okay, that light was a little faint, but okay, we do have that on. And so it is settling in at the speed that we asked for. And when we cross 10,000 feet, then I'll go ahead and move it up to 300 knots. And so now you have an idea of what our autopilot system is really working with. Now, what a yaw damper thing is, you got to turn that off when you land, and you'll get a chance to see this very soon, because you get no rudder action when that yaw damper is on. So I don't know if that's the way that should be working, but I'm not not worried about it. Okay, so we're past 10,000 feet, so let's just go ahead. Our flight restriction's over, so we're going to go ahead and get this up to 320. Why not? And we have our altitude locked in. So, alright, now that we've got that climb and we are out of this airport, you can kind of get a view of what it looks like out here. They came with 4 liveries, of which Swiss Air is one of them. So that's kind of why I'm rolling with this one. Again, I'm not entirely sure where that stutter's coming from, but Active Sky's got the weather. Active Sky and Sky Force Rex and Eventex, all of those textures, has this looking very nice out of the cockpit. Beautiful day. Alright, we will bring you back when we reach cruising altitude.
300.
Okay, so we're almost at, we're at 19,000. Now they're asking us to go to cruising altitude. So confirm.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, SJT8582.
Alright, so I'm dialing in 300. Notice that that your vertical speed indicator jumped to 18. That's good. I'll handle that in just a second, because I don't really believe there's such a thing as multitask. You still only do one thing at a time. Alright, so
120 decimal is up, SJT8582.
Alright, so go ahead, check in.
Paris, SJT8582, passing flight level 190 for flight level 300.
Sierra Juliet Tango 8582 identified.
Alright, we're doing beautiful. Alright, see you in the cruising altitude. Okay, so we're now at cruising altitude, so I just thought I'd let you check out their systems. Just everything seems to be okay. We look at our autopilot. We're cruising at 320 knots. This is just our heading. Let's just get that right where it needs to be so that we can look professional. Alright, so here we got the heading. We're cruising at 30,000 feet. Obviously we're not climbing, so the vertical speed is reading at 0. Your radio frequencies are right here on either side for your first officer or you. Your little problem that if you make your visual positions, you need to make it considering that your throttle, when it is up there, is going to be blocking the hell out of you. Alright, just so that you know. Now, one thing I did want to show, so here's your flight plan. On your approach, it gives you the opportunity to say where you're going to land. Now, my flight planning tells me that I'm going to be landing at ILS 4 left. So we have that in there. Active flight plan, that's there. Transition, I believe we're going to be getting vectors. So, but let's see, star. Yeah, we have no transition, but we do have a star. So we can just go ahead and leave that alone. Now it says here you can load flight plan. I still have to learn what this has to do, but just know that evidently they do have some systems to help you plan your approach.
With you at flight level 400.
Alright, we'll see when it's time for descent.
Identify.
Okay, we're back and about to be for descent now. You could wait for air traffic control to give you descent, but what the nice thing about Pro ATC gives you is the opportunity to request altitude. No, that's not it. Close window. I've done it before. I'm going to see if I can do it now. Other options. No, that's not it. Come on, you're making me look bad. I might edit this out. Who knows? Other requests. Initialize descent. It was right there in front of my face.
Request to send JT8582 Sierra Juliet Tango A582. Descend to flight level 290.
Okay, so they gave us instructions. Confirm instruction.
Descend to flight level 290 JT8582.
Alright, so they're only dropping us to 1,000, but at least now we're starting to descend into our airport. Now, if you'll notice on your screen here, there's no indication. Let's see. Ooh, what the heck? This got kind of quirky. There's no indication for. Let me see. Did I hit a button that's just making this act strange? I don't know why it's looking like that, but there's no indication for top of descent, and so I'm not entirely sure as to why that is. Oh my gosh! I'm talking to you, everybody. I forgot to retract that flap. My bad. Ignore that. Notice that there were no. Well, there will be warning bells, so evidently we didn't go to a speed that this thing had a total issue with. But all this is to say, I used my electronic flight bag to determine top of descent, but there is a rule that pilots follow. Maybe I'll do a thing on that. Or you can look up Captain Joe on YouTube. He has a video to explain how to know when to descend.
Descend to flight level 240.
Okay. Confirm.
Right turn to heading 345. Descend to flight level 240. JT8582.
Right turn to 345. That is a strange direction, but I'm gonna do it. Right turn to 345. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, we are getting our approach together. I had to turn off Pro ATC because it was giving me some vectors that were just nonsensical. So we're just going to go ahead and get this thing on the ground, and so I will see you when we are about to land. So as it turns out, as we are about to land, we have some weather effects on our windshield. As you can see, they're static, so it seems as though this is kind of almost like a graphic that's a picture. It's not like true glass weather effects. But, you know, they were thoughtful enough to say if you're running through the rain, at least you would have this on your windshield. Thought you'd be interested in that. As we're also preparing for approach, I thought you'd want to see this. So what we're going to do is we're going to change our nav source to VOR so we can catch our ILS. And our runway is going to be, I already put it in. Actually, I'm a little off. Let me change this over. And we need to change this to 9.5. There we go. Alright, so it's 109.95, so that's fine. And we put that back. And then when we switch to VOR, we can now adjust our course. So our course knob is here, and it turns out our runway is at course 44 degrees. Alright, so now... Oh, so our airspeed is like... That's not what our speed is. So I think we need to put on our heat. So window shield, heat, and their pitot, so that we can probe heat. There we go. And that should get our probe so that our speeds can actually be understood by the aircraft. So if you're asking me, do I believe this speed that I'm looking at? I don't know. but we'll get it under control. We're on our way to our final, or I guess you'd consider this close to when we're getting on our base leg, since we're not using ATC anymore. So I will bring you in a few minutes. Okay, of course I had to bring you back just to show you this graphic. I decided to turn on the windshield, and so even though it seems to be a static picture for the weather effects on the window, it gives you a little view here if you turn on your windshield wipers. So let me go ahead and turn on the other wiper over here. Alright, that's cool. That's cute. I like that. That's, you know, for a non-study level aircraft, I think that's pretty innovative. Alright, okay, I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Okay, so as we are coming back, we have some things to do. We're going to bring our speed back to 180 knots. Right there. And you can see that we have our localizer and our glide slope on our screen, so that's good. And if you can look at our map here, this is going to be our final vector. So, and we are also at our approach altitude. So I'm going to go ahead and vector us towards that point, and we will be ready to rock. We want to kind of get it at a nice 45-degree angle. There we go. Okay, we seem to be, you know, I want to actually come back a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right. We're almost there, folks. So we have our speed here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring back our flaps. Oh wow, that's cool. If you look, you can even see those windshield wipers right there. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, Virtuacol, I'm going to give you some props for that. That was a nice little additive there. I mean, it's not so much that other aircraft don't do it, it's just this is the first time that I'm noticing it, so it's kind of cool. Alright, so let's bring it in just a little bit, so that we will be, once our localizer is alive, as soon as it is active, I will hit the localizer button, which, if I bring you over here, localizer button is, where is it? Good thing I'm looking now. Okay, altitude, transponder, auto throttle. Oh yeah, and we're turning off yaw damper, because from my experience, that thing acts absolutely crazy. Ooh. Yeah, while you're busy, I bet you were like, hey, excuse me, localizer. Yeah, you're right. Totally missed that. That's okay. We're good. We're good. And, oh, so we're going to hit approach, because I know where that is. I lie. I thought I knew where that was. There we go. Bam. Hitting our approach. And we're going to reduce our speed to 145 knots and lower the landing gear. That's going to help us bleed off some speed. Alright, so now we're on the glide slope, and we will be turning onto the localizer. Let's see. Oops. It's a bit close. There we go. Beautiful scenery around Nice. I honestly don't know if this is part of the Nice scenery package or if this is just, you know, Orbx Europe scenery that's pulling all that off, but it's nice. I like it. Alright, so we're going to go flaps full, and we're going to reduce our speed to 136. Alright, we'll bring this around in case of a missed approach. Alright, this is looking good. Alright, our approach is looking good. Beautiful scenery that I wish we could enjoy, but unfortunately, gotta land this plane. But I might do a replay of the landing just so that you can see what it looks like visually. Alright, while we have a hot second, if I turn off the windshield wiper blades, look at that. You have the rain that comes back. Okay, I was kind of curious. Alright, you keep on doing your thing. I should have turned these on earlier. I acknowledge that. That's okay. So, what does the tower say we look like? Alright. Looking good. Now, I see that we don't have much of a flare. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce our airspeed just a little bit more. The manual really did not, that I could tell with the manual that I have, I could not tell what its approach speed is supposed to be. So I'm kind of basing it off of the attitude of the aircraft based on full flaps and our approach. So I'm kind of ballparking it. But I'm about to take control of the aircraft, and I would also venture to say that I'm going to turn off the auto throttle in just a moment. But for now, the aircraft seems to be correcting, and we are on the glide slope. We're facing a headwind of about 11 knots. It's a little off. It's like coming out of the north at somewhere between 360 and 315 degrees. It's varying. Alright, so we're going to turn off autopilot, my aircraft, and I'm going to turn off I'm turning off. Now I can tell you
400
that
don't sink. Don't sink.
Our handling seems to be a little sluggish because I'm trying to bring it over, and I'm really having to use a lot of correction.
Don't sink.
Okay, so just letting you know. And now we've sped up to 162, but now I'm going into idle.
200.
So I will say that its low speed handling is a little sluggish.
50.
But I'm gonna. I think
40.
I think I can stick this.
30. 20.
Not
10.
beautiful, but all right. Yeah, I would definitely say, okay, manual braking. We can turn off the auto brakes. The handling at low speeds a little sluggish. I would like Virtuacol to maybe address that. But we landed it. Hey, that's cool. Alright, so we're going to let you see what that looked like from the outside. So now I'm also noticing I'm not getting those stutters. So be it that I'm now at another airport, but that little stuttering that you noticed when we were taking off for our departure, I don't have that stutter now. So that would suggest that that might be the airport, or just something about the localized scenery that I need to hash out. So, okay, I feel confident it's not Virtuacol. Just thought I'd point that out. Okay, so again, we're here for the visuals. So let's... Now I know we got that crosswind that kicked in and made things really funky.
300.
And again, that handling at low speed was really unresponsive. You had to put in a lot of control to make it do anything.
Minimums.
But we were able to recover and bring it in
100.
gently.
50.
So you see I'm giving a lot of rudder right there.
40. 30. 20.
Which is not uncommon, crosswind landing. But I would have liked to have felt that I guess to anticipate if it was going to be that sluggish. Maybe I would have done some things a little bit sooner, but that's just my criticism. It shouldn't handle like that, in my humble opinion. Okay, so now that you saw that,
100.
let's see from the vantage of the aircraft.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Okay. So, after that, I think it's fair to say that... Oh, the other thing I noticed on landing is the auto brakes you saw brought the plane into a halt. You can't just apply the brakes, or at least I tried to apply my brakes and my rudder pedals to disengage the auto brakes, manual braking, which should have kicked in. It didn't. I had to actually take off the braking for it to actually, keep from stopping on the runway. I don't know if that was just me not knowing something about the system, or that's a oversight on Virtuacol's part. I don't know. I'm just pointing out that's something that I think I'll have to investigate later. But I'll take the hit and say maybe I just didn't understand what to do. But suffice it to say, I noticed it. Okay, so we are going to bring it in here to A10. I should have done this. General Orp me there. Everybody starts to pop up. And there is our marshaller. Okay. Just bring us in so we can call it a day. Bring it over? Sure. And what you gotta say? Stop. Not stop. Okay. Second one. Boom. Okay. Brakes are on. I didn't turn on the APU just yet. Let's see. APU generator, external power. I'm just saying that because I don't think there's really a build-up, so I can go ahead and do that now and cut off our engines and tell GSX to go ahead and deboard and to bring in our gate. So our gate's coming in. We can go ahead and tell it to exit. And 2, I didn't turn off the spoilers, so forgive me for that. And we gotta open the exit door, which is right there. We would have waited, but I wanted you to see it open. Okay, so now that you've got that, you now have an opportunity to see the Virtuacol Airbus 220. I hope you enjoyed this kind of working review to give you an idea.
Damage handling complete and the aircraft is clear.
Okay, explain to me, how is your how are you complete? You just got there. That didn't come off yet. Okay, whatever. But see, this plane is brand spanking new. So I could understand that GSX may not have released a file to work with it. I don't really know the inner workings of GSX, but ooh, this has nothing to do with this plane. This is more of a GX issue. But when you've got those clear jetways, peep out this business. That is kind of cool. Hold on, I'm gonna move it over here. We've got the passengers walking into the terminal. That is sweet. Well, nevertheless, I really appreciate you all tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this working review. Maybe it'll help you decide whether this is an aircraft you'd want to fly. I think that Virtuacol needs to maybe release a patch on that handling, because the low speed handling really... And the documentation that I saw, maybe there was another PDF that I didn't notice, but the manual doesn't get into the V speeds in terms of what the approach is. I haven't read it in detail. I'll have to see. But all this is to say, it's a fun aircraft. At the end of the day, if you're not looking for study level, but you want to have some systems where, you know, something more to do than if you were flying a Piper Cub, I actually like the plane. I really actually like it. It's kind of crazy. But all that is to say, I wanted you to see it. I know we didn't go through all the flight procedures, so don't hate me. Just wanted to make sure that you could see what this plane had to offer to see if you want to invest, you know, $21 in flying it. Well, I am Kent Wallace, and this is The Flight Show, and I ask you to like and subscribe. We will have more material coming soon. So I look forward to seeing you in the virtual skies.